Hey guys, how's it going? Um, yeah, it's the middle of the night right now. It's just after 3 o'clock in the morning and I can't sleep. I got a lot on my mind. And so I thought I would kind of, put this video together and talk about the things that are keeping me awake. Just some thoughts racing in my mind. I'm sure you have had these thoughts, and, most of the time, you probably just get so busy that you put these thoughts in the back of your mind, or you make them a last just a last priority or something that you're just not going to deal with, which would make sense. Um, so this video, of course, the title of the video is Fear of Death. And so I want to talk about that a little bit because I know that there's a lot of people out there who may be afraid of death. They have a fear of death. And, they're having a hard time trying to get over it, or find ways of trying to get over the fear. So I'm going to share a backstory with you guys and then kind of follow that up with how I got over the fear. So, of course, you guys know I'm a childhood cancer survivor. And, so I always had this fear that I was going to die young, that I wasn't going to live through my teen years. I wasn't going to live to be in my 20s. I'm 36. So I guess we can attest to the fact that, okay, I was afraid once, but now I'm not. And that's one of the reasons why how I got over my fear of death. Although, and I want to make known that just because I say I'm not afraid of dying, it does not mean necessarily that I am ready to die. I don't want to fucking die. Nobody wants to die, Nobody wants to, but we're going to. I'm going to die someday. My parents are going to die someday. My loved ones are going to die. We're all going to fucking be dead. You are going to die someday. And I know it sucks. It sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, it does suck. It sucks big time. It sucks big time balls. But you know what? I got over the fear, and this may not work for everybody, but I've noticed that when I was religious, when I was a Christian, that's when I was afraid of death the most. Now, okay, that's a glare. Now that I'm an atheist, that fear of death is gone. Because while I don't want to die, but I've accepted the fact that this is reality, and guess what? I'm going to fucking die someday. There's nothing I'm going to do to stop it. I can't, get around it. I can't avoid it. This is something that we're all going to do. It's a part of life. It's a part of living. And furthermore, I wouldn't want to live forever. I would be so old that I couldn't move. And I wouldn't be living. I would just be existing. See, there's a difference. Living is, when you bathe yourself and prepare your own meals, you get dressed in you can wipe your own ass. That's living. When you are so old to where you can't do things on your own, that someone has to do these things for you, yes, including wiping your butt, now you're just existing. And you're not existing for yourself, you're existing for others. When you're living for yourself. There's a big difference. And so one way of me getting over my fear of death is I dropped my religious beliefs. When I became an atheist, the fear of death kind of vanished, surprisingly and oddly enough. But there's a famous quote by Mark Twain, and I love this quote. And I'm paraphrasing because I'm not going to get it verbatim. But it was something to the tune of, I was dead for billions of years before I was born, and I was never bothered by it. So when I die, why should it bother me? I'm just going to go back out of existence again. And for eternity, forever, So that kind of helps put some things into perspective. But I know there's a lot of you out there who just have this fear, this existential dread that, my God, I'm going to die someday. I'm going to, not exist anymore. And personally, what I think that boils down to is the fact that leaving is not like, there's never going to be an experience, as far as we know. When you're dead, you're fucking dead. You'll never know that you're dead. You'll have no idea. You will have no idea at all when you die, because you'll be dead. It's self-fulfilling. So I think personally, the biggest fear, the thing that really bothers people other than the experience, which I don't think there is an experience, is the fact that you're going to be leaving behind loved ones. The people who stay behind, the people who are still living, they are going to feel the pain and agony from your death, from your loss, because you may have enriched their lives. You may have done something with them or done things with them regularly that they remember you by and love you by, and now you're gone forever. And your death, which you cannot help, you cannot stop it from happening, it's going to hurt other people. And I think that's one of the things that really gets people about death, because we always rail against death. We always try to find ways to avoid it. And me, because I had cancer as a child, as everybody knows. So yeah, when I was a teen, I always had this fear in the back of my head, like, I'm going to fucking die young. I survived cancer when I was 2 years old. I'm going to fucking die as a teenager or as a young adult in my 20s. I'm going to fucking die young. Look, I just turned 36 on July 8th. I'm doing pretty good. Although, I don't fear death, but that's not me saying I'm ready to die. Because I don't want to die. If I could live forever and still get around by myself and do the things that anybody can do when they're able to do it, I would love to be 100 years old and still get around and do what I want to do and take care of myself, prepare my own meals, change my clothes, wipe my ass, do the things that I could do when I was younger, like now. But this is not going to last forever, and I've accepted that. I have accepted the fact that, yes, I'm going to die. I don't want to die, but I'm going to die. And another analogy to kind of understand death, or ways of coping with death, I watch a show called The Atheist Experience, and Matt Dillahunty, I have to say, is my fucking hero. He's a really cool guy, and he talked about, accepting things for what they are and getting over the fear of death. And it's like when you go to a birthday party. You go to the birthday party to have fun, to enjoy yourself. You don't want to sit through the party the whole time worrying about when it's going to end, because it's going to take away the fun of actually being there. The party's got to end sooner or later. You have to leave, and there's a chance that, knowing when you have to leave, the party's still going to go on without you. So life is kind of the same way. Life will go on after I'm dead and gone. There's nothing I'm going to do about it. But I would only hope that other people, my loved ones, will continue on. They will enjoy the party after I'm gone. It's about living your life and having fun and doing the best that you can possibly do, getting the most out of life as you possibly can. I know it's there's no quick fix to getting over the fear of death. It's something that you have to work through. I also watch this other guy named Dave Warnock. He's got Lou Gehrig's disease, and he is currently dying. And he says he's not afraid of dying. He's okay with it. He's at peace with it. And when it happens, it happens. But he is another one of my heroes, because he really talks and he gets into perspective about his disease, and he knows that he's dying. He knows that his time is very limited now that he has ALS. But he's living his life now, and he's getting the most of life while he is still here to live it and to create memories. And he's trying to have the best life and live every day as though tomorrow will be the end. Fucking love the guy. Dave Warnock is awesome. And Matt Dillahunty, too. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like Matt, but I don't think Matt really gives a fuck. That's where he and I would get along, I think, because I don't give a fuck either. So, so to bring it home, yeah, I was afraid of dying. I had a fear of death, but then the older I got, it kind of went away. Like, I became an atheist, and the fear of death went out the window because religion does this really piss poor job of making death look like it's going to be just so amazing. Like, you're whatever it is that makes you is going to venture off into some eternal paradise above the clouds, and you're going to live forever, and you're going to watch Full House and eat fucking pancakes every day. It's absolute bullshit. There's no evidence of a heaven. There's no evidence of a hell. But we know for sure we're going to fucking die. You know, and I don't worry about it anymore. I can't. Because if I worry about when my life is going to end, it's going to take all the fun and joy out of living. You might as well say I'm already dead, because I'm not living. I'm not getting out and enjoying life and having fun and you know, eating delicious food and having amazing sex and going to rock concerts and just enjoying life, doing what it is that makes life fun and makes life worth living. And that includes, you know, sharing laughter, sharing, you know, even crying. You know, I have friends that I cry with. I have friends that I laugh with. It's, you know, get out and enjoy life. Take it in. Don't worry about what is going to happen. Don't worry about what you can't control. Focus more on what you can control. I hope this video helped, and stay tuned for more content. I love you guys very much, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.